Welcome back to another episode on pattern making. So sorry about a little mix up there. So in this series of videos, I'm going to tell us, make a recap of what we'll be doing. I want to cut it down to about 3 or 4 videos. So in this series of videos, we're going to be talking about how to make a pattern making. That's what we're going to be talking about. We'll talk about how to make piped handles and how to install them, in such a way that it does not affect the balance of your bag. So to speak, it will only enhance the balance of your bag to make sure that the products that we make are durable. You know, we're going to be talking about the different kinds of leather reinforcement. That is not going to be a topic of today. Um, we're going to be talking about balancing. I think we already touched that on the first video. We're going to talk about how to install zippered pockets, both externally and internal zipper pockets. We're going to be talking about the different kinds of zippered closures. We're going to talk about edge finishing on chrome tan leather. Like as I said in one of my videos, I love working with chrome tan leather. If you are new to our channel, please make sure you watch my videos so you'll be able to follow up on these classes. Also, we're going to talk about how to measure and drop in linings. And lastly, we're going to be talking about how to install pipings. Now, during the video, I'm not going to follow up with these points chronologically as I have enumerated them. I will touch each point when it is time to do so. So without wasting much of our time, let's dig in. So on our last video, we talked about the different designs of handbags which are out there in the market and where to start with the different designs if you're making a pattern, and on our tote bag we started with the bottom. We measured the bottom all around and we had 34 3/4 of an inch. So as we said, I'm just trying to touch a little bit on previous knowledge. So as we said, you have to divide the 34 3/4 by 2 in order to come up with both sides of the bag. So on this video, on the next videos, I'm going to be using this simple tote bag which is uncompleted. So to speak, we are talking about if you divide this bottom by 2, you will come out with both sides of your bag. This side, that is from this seam to this right here, and also from here to here. So you come up with both sides of your bag. So when you come up with both sides of your bag, you will make a pattern of that. Like as I said, we're going to be talking about this bag right here. So I realized that in order to cut the series of videos, I should use a pattern that I already made. So this here, your sides are going to look like this. You only make one. And when cutting your pieces, when cutting your leather to start making your bag, always remember that you have to make 2 of these. You have to cut 2 of these. So they're going to look like this. So, like as I said, that is both sides of your bag. After you must have made that, you will make, depending on the leather that you're working, if you're working with soft, that is depending on the temper of your leather. If if you're working with soft leather, you will need to reinforce the bottom with a stiffener. So like as I said, I will be talking on leather reinforcements on another video. So on this particular tote bag right here, I used, if you can see the bottom there, I used bonded leather stiffener. So in order to do that, let me get the bottom of this bag right here. So this is the bottom of this bag. So in order to do that, and this is the stiffener, in order to do that, you will reduce 3/4 of an inch from the bottom, 3/4 of an inch all the way round. You reduce 3/4 of an inch in order to get the bottom stiffener. So that being said, the other reinforcement that you will need is, depending on the temper of your leather, how soft your leather is. The other reinforcement that you will need will be reinforcement of the body of your bag. So there are, in this case, I used a simple foam reinforcement. There are high density foam reinforcements out there in the market. Also, I will reiterate on this point. Also, reinforcement of your bag depends on you. I use the simple foam reinforcement because it is cheaper. I get it from my local hardware store. It is cheaper. It works better. It is water resistant. It lasts for a very long time. I have been making bags for close to 10 years now. We have products out there that people have been using. When they come to us, because we have a lifetime warranty. When they come to us with problems with their bags, we have never had a customer come in complaining about the stiffener that we used. No. So on the body, we used this simple foam stiffener, and on the bottom, sometimes body of different bags, like this bag, this section right here. Sometimes we use bonded leather stiffener on the body, and sometimes we use just the foam stiffener, depending on the temper of your leather. That is very important. So that being said, we will talk about how to measure your bag after you have put it together like this. What you will realize is that it is almost impossible to do your complete parting before you start making the bag, especially when it comes to tote bags. You will make your bag up till this stage, then you will measure the top and the bottom and the height in order to come up with the pattern for whatever fabric that you'll be using to as your lining. So in this case, you have to measure the top of this bag all around, and also the bottom of the bag all around, and the height of the bag. So to measure the top, this is the simplest of tricks. You know, again, this video is about tricks and hacks. You know, this is the simplest of tricks. I cut a strip of paper that I'm going to place on the middle. You know, when you're doing the body of your bag, you realize on my pattern right here, there is a middle line. So I will talk on that later, why this line is very important. You know, so in order to measure the top on this bag, I marked, there is a mark right there, that is the middle, and it is on both sides. And the edges, I use this seam as my mark. The middle of this seam, I use that as my mark. So you have your 4 cardinal points. You know, here, 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 and here. You have 4 cardinal points. So what I do is a simple trick. I place this strip of paper from the mark on this side. From the mark on this side, I place that right to the mark, and right on the mark, sorry about that, and I measure all around. I go all around with this paper. I go all around, you know, so where it stops, where it meets my start point or my starting point, let me drop that in. You know, I will just tell you where it meets my starting point. I make a mark with a pen. I make a mark with a pen right there, and I take this out and use a ruler. You know, I take it out and place it on my ruler. Then I will know the length that I need on this top, and I'm going to divide that by 2 again, you know, in order to come up with the pattern of my lining, which is this pattern right here. If you would notice, it is like a V. If you will notice, it is like a V, and I'll tell you why. So after getting the top measurement, I will use the paper again to do the bottom measurement. I will use the strip of paper again to do the bottom measurement. I'll place it all around. Make sure it touches all the body of the bag. I will use that at the bottom. Right there, you see it right there. I will use that at the bottom the same way I did on the top, and I'll get the length of the bottom. So when I get the length of the bottom, I will divide that by 2 also. I will divide that by 2 also. You know, when you get the length of the bottom, you divide it by 2, and you will you know, you will, if you don't want to do that, you will make a wider bottom of your pattern and you start reducing it until you have the exact measurement of the bottom. In this case, the measurement of the bottom of my pattern is like a 1/4 inch smaller all around the original bottom of my pattern. So you will get that measurement. So as you have seen, I have 3 different patterns for the bottom. This is the original pattern for the body. This, as we said, we reduced it 3/4 of an inch all around. This is for the stiffener that is in the bottom, and also this is for the lining. So why this is in a V shape is because the circumference of the bottom is shorter than the circumference of the top. If you will notice, this tote is like a V. That is why this right here is also like a V. So now, if we want to get the top of our bag, I mean the height of the lining that we're going to be dropping in, we will measure the height from the seam, from the top of the seam right here, from the top of the seam. That is where we're going to measure the height of our bag right here. In this case, we have about 7 1/4. But when we were making this bag, the height was not 7 1/4. So this is the pattern. This is the pattern of this bag right here. So let's measure the height together. The height here is 8 1/2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 1/2. But when dropping the lining, we measure from the top of the seam to the top of our bag. As you can see, there is 7 1/4. I don't know if this is doing us justice. It's 7 1/4. So you will measure that and also include that in your pattern. You know, that is the major points that I wanted us to look into on this video. That is the major point. And when we will start putting this bag together, we're going to be using this pattern that I already made. This is the pattern of the drawstring bag. This is the pattern of this drawstring bag right here. So we're going to be using this pattern, and for purpose of this video, I will decide if we're going to be doing this drawstring bag or we're going to be doing a piped handle. If you have noticed on the description of our first video, I talked about how to make pipe handles and how to install them. I wrote that down on the description of our last video. So we're going to be doing a pipe handled tote bag, and also we're going to be doing a zippered closure handbag. So we're going to be doing a zippered closure handbag, just like this one here. It has a zipper slip pocket on the front or back, however you want to put it. It has another zippered slip pocket on the inside. I don't want to remove the stuffing. And it has two slip pockets on this side. So we're going to be doing something similar. We're going to be doing something similar to this right here. So we cover a lot. So I believe this video has, reduced the amount of videos that we were supposed to do on this series, because on the next video we're going to start making the bag. So once again, if you are new to our channel, please subscribe, like our videos, and let's always remember to share the fun. Please share our videos. The skills we learn every day, share it out. If you happen to be successful in making this tote bag that we are talking about on this video, please share the fun, share your projects. I would also like to see some of your projects, on the bag makers and enthusiast forum. I don't know if I'm correct with the group name. I see a lot of beautiful products that I really like. Please, if you do this tote bag, please share it, so we can all enjoy together. Thanks very kindly. Once again, my name is Peter. I will propagate later. This marks the end of this episode. Until our next video, peace.